So Batman can't help me? Fine. Let's see what Batgirl can do.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Dubai Expat YouTube channel. I hope you're all well and I'm happy to see you all back to another video. Before we start, a quick shout out to my channel members who are making this content possible with their support and contribution. That lets me buy more and better equipment. So guys, as you have probably seen in the last video, I recently purchased a Rolex GMT Master 2 Batgirl. The reference for this watch is 126710 BLNR. So the watch comes in the classic green Rolex bag, and this time the AD gave me a small bag in addition to the watch. Inside the bag we find a watch coffin, so the original case in which Rolex sends the watches to the ADs. It is quite rare to get these cases from the AD with the watch, but if you have a good relationship with your sales guy, he can probably make an exception. For a collector, it is of course amazing to have every single accessory and part the watch came with from the factory. Next, we have the Rolex medium-size cardboard box. And inside we find the green Rolex box protected by a thin layer of foam. And the receipt I received with the watch. So I paid exactly the retail price of the watch, which is $10,349. And here is the latest version of the green Rolex watch box. Let's open it. And the watch, guys. Let's have a look at everything that comes with the watch. The user manual. As usually, I will show you all pages, so in case you want to read something, just pause the video. The refreshed warranty card and the warranty manual. Besides that, we have a small plastic bag that contains more accessories. The extra 2 links, 2 were actually removed for my wrist, the hang tag, and the chronometer seal. And here is the watch, still covered by the bezel protector. Let's start with the measurements. So the watch has a diameter of 40 millimeters. The lug to lug distance is 48 millimeters. The thickness of the watch is 11.9 millimeters. And the bracelet starts at 20 millimeters and tapers down to 15 millimeters. The weight of the watch is 139 grams with 2 links removed. Before we come to the technical details, time to get the watch ticking. So we unscrew the crown and give it a good wind until we see the seconds hand moving. As this watch has a GMT function, there is a specific way to set it. Pull out the crown into the second position so you can move all three hands at once. And we do that to set the GMT hand to our home time. In my case, I set it to Germany. So as you can see, it is set to 14 or 2 p.m. Now we push the crown into the first position to set the local time and the date. Rotate the hand until you have the date you wish to be displayed, and then you set the correct time of your current destination, in my case Dubai. So the local time zone is set to Dubai now, and the home time is set to Germany. While rotating the bezel, you could now quickly change the time of the home time to a different destination, but I usually leave it at 12 o'clock. The watch is made out of oyster steel, which belongs to the 904L steel, which is commonly used in chemical industries and aerospace. This steel has a high corrosion resistance and protects the watch very well against sweat, salt, water or other chemicals you could get in contact with the watch while you use it in wet environments. We have a mix of brushed and highly polished surfaces. The bracelet is the famous Jubilee bracelet, which is very comfortable, looks beautiful and hides scratches very well. As this is a cosmopolitan watch, which fits well to a world traveler, I prefer the Jubilee bracelet with it. Different story for the Submariner or Daytona, but the GMT Master 2 belongs, for me at least, on the Jubilee bracelet. Inside the bracelet we have the very useful Rolex Easy extension, with which you can quickly adjust the length of it by 5 mm. A very useful feature, especially for humid environments. Once you used it, you never want to go back to a bracelet without it. The case of the watch has a water resistance of 100 meters, a screw down case back and screw down crown. The crown is also protected by 2 crown guards and features the Trip-Lock triple waterproofness system. The bezel has a 24-hour indication and is rotatable into both directions. The inlay is made out of ceramic and by that virtually scratch proof. I like the color combinations of the Pepsi actually a little bit more, but black and blue also makes sense as it shows night and day in my imagination, and also lets the watch look a lot meaner than the Pepsi. The dial is protected by a sapphire crystal with a Cyclops lens on top, one of the Rolex signature features. It helps you to easily read the date, but for me again it looks really cool and makes the watch more interesting, so I wouldn't want to miss it. The dial is a black lacquered dial that gives you a high legibility due to the broad hands and hour markers in simple shapes. Also, hands and indices are filled with a lot of luminescent material for a long-lasting glow. Inside the watch we find the 3285 movement, which is a superlative chronometer that runs at +2 to -2 seconds a day, has a 70 hours power reserve and brings us a second time zone due to the GMT complication. One of the most useful complications in my view. The movement is an automatic movement with a rotor that winds bidirectional. Time for a wrist shot. And a loom shot. And now it is time for the watch score. From the thickness of the case up to the nicely tapering bracelet. I couldn't imagine it a lot better, besides to make it even thinner and possibly shorten the lug-to-lug distance by 1 mm. The case finishing is perfect and the ceramic bezel with 2 colors is a highlight for itself. The movement is one of the best movements currently available, with a high power reserve, robust, useful complication and super precise. The bracelet is one of the most comfortable and beautiful ones in the market and has a great feature with the easy extension and free micro adjustment positions at the clasp. For the daily usage, this watch wears comfortable, is easy to read and helpful with the GMT hand. Even better to use this watch as a weekend, as it will bring you lots of joy and many kudos with its iconic design. And also for the sportive usage, the watch is well balanced, but I would actually prefer a different bracelet and more likely a chronograph or a diver's watch. Image, history and brand recognition are just as good as it can be, and the value for money, if you can get the watch at retail price, is also amazing for a luxury watch of one of the most prestigious brands of the world. And with that, the Rolex GMT Master 2 BLNR Batgirl scores a super strong 87 out of 100, which positions it right behind the Submariner Kermit. And with that, we are at the end of the video, guys. I hope you liked this unboxing and review of my new Batgirl. Let me know what you think about the watch in the comments. Check out my Instagram page for daily updates and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Thank you for watching, stay healthy and bye bye.